Before Jack the Ripper ever haunted the streets of London, a faceless monster was already terrorizing America. In 1885, Austin, Texas, was a city under siege by a killer who could walk through locked doors. He could vanish into thin air, and his identity remains the most terrifying secret in Texas history. Was he the man who inspired the Ripper, or something far worse? Our true crime narrative begins on a freezing Christmas Eve inside a small domestic cabin back room. A young woman matching Eula lay sleeping peacefully, completely unaware of the approaching darkness. Without creating a single sound, the locked rear wooden door slowly swung completely open. A towering silhouette matching the Annihilator stepped directly into the small bedroom space. The unknown intruder unleashed a brutal, lightning-fast strike that left the household completely shattered. Within moments, the phantom predator dragged his unconscious victim out into the frozen mud layout. Neighbors reported hearing a single, piercing scream echoing through the twisted live oak trees. The morning light exposed a horrific scene that forever changed the frontier capital's history. Responding authorities located Eula lying motionless near a wooden fence perimeter line. The executioner had utilized a heavy, sharp iron axe to inflict devastating skull trauma injuries. Enter Marshall Campbell, a hardened frontier lawman determined to restore absolute social order. Campbell organized aggressive search parties, tracking footprints leading toward the local bayou swamplands. But the shifting Texas weather quickly erased any potential microscopic tracking clues left behind. Within 3 months, the elusive phantom struck again, escalating his campaign of raw terror. He targeted 2 separate servant cabins simultaneously on the exact same midnight hour block. The absolute mechanical speed of the double execution staggered the city's small detective force. Rumors spread rapidly that a pack of organized supernatural monsters was hunting the community. Citizens began reinforcing their wooden window shutters, refusing to sleep without loaded firearms nearby. Any unusual shadow shifting in the night caused immediate widespread panic across the neighborhoods. The local media labeled the invisible executioner the Servant Girl Annihilator in bold columns. The name struck immediate terror into the hearts of every domestic laborer in Texas. The predator specifically selected victims who occupied isolated outbuildings behind grand residential estates. This layout allowed him to strike and withdraw without alerting the primary wealthy homeowners. By midsummer, 6 innocent lives had been completely extinguished by the Phantom's weapon. Marshall Campbell faced intense political pressure from the governor to deliver an immediate arrest. He deployed dozens of undercover operatives disguised as night watchmen across the dark wards. But the clever executioner seemed to possess intimate knowledge of the police patrol schedules. He struck the exact quadrant where guards had just concluded their routine inspection sweeps. In October, the terror reached its absolute apex with a devastating double high society assault. The killer broke into a prominent businessman's house, attacking his sleeping wife, Eula Phillips. Her body was later located cast out into an adjacent muddy street-laying turnout. The change in victim demographics proved no citizen was safe from the executioner's wrath. The city council authorized a massive financial budget to construct experimental electric tower grids. These towering structures flooded the entire municipality with artificial light to eliminate dark spaces. Yet, the Phantom simply adapted his operational tactics to navigate around illuminated perimeters. Let us look deeper into the primary historical suspects who consumed the task force. The first major individual profile centered on a volatile local Malay cook named Maurice. Maurice worked at a popular downtown hotel located close to several attack coordinate zones. Witnesses claimed he routinely carried a long industrial meat cleaver tool inside his leather apron. He abruptly vanished from the state, the exact week the execution campaign ceased permanently. Detectives traced his potential travel records to a departing commercial shipping vessel cargo liner. Bizarrely, that specific ship was bound directly for the docks of London, England. This incredible geographic coincidence triggered the legendary Jack the Ripper connection theory layout. Did the Texas Phantom simply relocate his hunting grounds to the Whitechapel district? Both executioners targeted vulnerable women, using highly precise anatomical trauma counters to destroy bodies. Both predators displayed an uncanny capacity to completely evade heavily saturated urban police nets. However, modern historical researchers point toward a second, far more localized suspect profile. His name was James Phillips, the volatile husband of victim Eula Phillips herself. Neighbors testified James possessed a fiercely jealous temper and frequently threatened family safety. Police arrested him, arguing he staged the signature attacks to mask a domestic crime. A sensational courtroom trial transfixed the entire state community for multiple consecutive weeks. The jury initially returned a guilty verdict, sentencing him to permanent state incarceration. But an appellate court overturned the conviction, citing a severe lack of physical evidence. Phillips was released, leaving the absolute identity of the monster completely unresolved forever. The terrifying case went permanently cold as Austin transitioned into a modern metropolis layout. The definitive answers have turned to dust, buried beneath decades of silence and sand. Let us look deeper into the physical evidence items preserved inside federal archive boxes today. Investigators retained the original blood-stained garments, hoping to unlock a genetic profile match. But a century of intense moisture exposure has completely degraded any organic cellular matter. The Texas Phantom has successfully evaded modern science, remaining an invisible historic shadow figure. The story of Marshall Campbell's ultimate defeat continues to fascinate global profiling experts. It proves that even the most legendary frontier trackers cannot catch every single monster. The case challenges everything we understand about tracking down organized historical domestic predators. How does an executioner remain completely invisible inside a crowded city for years? Perhaps the community simply chose to look away from the ugly social reality layout. The secrets of Austin are safely frozen inside the winter of deep history. Let us analyze the unique weapon signature markings found on the original skeletal remains. The clean fractures indicate an individual with advanced muscle control and high-end processing tools. The killer did not hack wildly. Instead, he targeted vital centers with mechanical accuracy. This level of expertise points directly to a professional laborer or medical practitioner profile. Why would an individual descend into such absolute, cold-blooded psychological frontier madness? Some psychologists argue the raw isolation of the Texas borderlands shattered his mind. The old servant quarters have long since been completely reclaimed by modern developers. Today, banking centers stand directly over the soil where the historical slaughter took place. But the dark legend of the Annihilator still haunts the state text logs. The names of the unidentified victims are permanently lost to the main archives. They remain simple reference numbers inside a folder, ghosts demanding an absolute legal resolution. Let us look at one final, chilling piece of evidence discovered decades later. A worker in modern utility gear digging through dark soil layers inside a dense forest clearing, uncovering an object. A rusted metal medical chest box was located near an old railway track line. Inside were several antique surgical knives wrapped securely inside grease-stained oilcloth fabric layers. The tools matched the unique weapon signature configurations found on the original victims. Modern DNA testing protocols were ordered, but results were completely inconclusive due to age. Extreme moisture and mineral exposure had completely destroyed any remaining viable genetic fragments. The Phantom Executioner successfully outrun science, remaining an eternal, faceless mystery layout shadow. The story of America's first serial killer continues to fascinate modern true crime circles. It proves that even the most secure city limits cannot keep out real madness. The case challenges everything we assume about tracking patient, calculating frontier predators. How does an executioner remain completely invisible inside a crowded city for months? Perhaps the community simply chose to look away from the structural layout reality. The secrets of the Austin lanes are safely frozen inside deep historic logs. The definitive answers have turned to dust, buried under decades of snow and silence. The perfect execution requires permanent silence, and the killer achieved exactly that result. Let us look at the financial impact of the crimes on the city infrastructure. The panic forced local business networks to spend massive capital resources on private guards. The city budget was completely drained by the constant emergency nightly police patrols. Marshall Campbell faced immense political pressure from the city hall to show results. This intense pressure directly influenced his controversial tactical decisions to deploy undercover agents. It was a desperate act of frustration from a lawman push to edge limits. The historical consequences of that tracking campaign permanently altered urban layout maps forevermore. The servant quarters were replaced by massive industrial railway yards and brick warehouses. The memory of the victims was buried deep under tons of concrete gravel. Only the faded police case ledger sheets remain to tell the tragic story. They sit inside dark filing drawers, an open wound in American history logs. The faceless Phantom of Austin has secured his place among legendary global monsters. True crime researchers will continue to scrutinize every single detail for tracking keys. They re-examine the suspect lists, hoping to find a structural connection missed early. Every document is analyzed, from the chemical footprints to the unique weapon cuts. But after nearly a century, the trail has gone completely, totally cold. The ultimate truth is locked safely away inside the silent graves of history. Real monsters walk among us in plain sight, waiting for the perfect opportunity track. The terrifying mystery of the Servant Girl Annihilator will remain unyielding for ever more times. What do you believe happened out on those dark rails? Leave a comment below. If this historical investigative journey kept you on the edge, please hit the like button. Make sure to subscribe to the channel to unlock more unsealed cold case archives. Every single view helps us bring these forgotten victim stories back into the light. Thank you for watching our true crime presentation. Stay vigilant, and goodbye for now.